Hi, hello, and welcome to episode 55 of the Whips and Whimsy podcast. My name is Zenith. My pronouns are they, them. I'm so happy you are joining me here today on a Friday episode. Crazy. Haven't done a Friday episode in a very long time. I have some people coming into town to visit me. I don't know what my schedule is going to look like tomorrow. I do know what my schedule is going to look like today, and I don't have anything going on until lunch. So I was like, I'll just film a day early. I have plenty to show. So yeah, it is Friday, June 19th. If you celebrate Juneteenth in the United States, happy Juneteenth to you. Yeah, it's been a good week over here. I've just been chilling in socks, watching soccer. I should say this is my YouTube channel where I talk about all the things I've been crafting lately. Also any books that I've been reading or any media I have consumed. This week it is excuse me. This week it is going to be a lot of knitting, a little bit of reading, some fitness stuff towards the end. I hit a new 1 rep max for deadlift, so we'll talk about that. And also the FIFA World Cup is on. You might notice my shirt. It is not a political statement, it is a sports statement. And I've been just having so much fun watching all of the FIFA and just everything going on with that. So anyway, yeah, let's jump into it. Let's go ahead and get into the episode today. I'm hydrating with just water because I woke up like 10 minutes ago and I apparently did not hydrate enough yesterday, so I woke up with a sore throat, which is, I don't want to say normal, but it's like, it happens often enough that I'm not panicked, like, oh no, I'm sick. I'm like, yeah, I need more water in my body. So anyway, today on this episode, I'm looking down at my notes. We have 2 finished objects. We have 2 more works in progress. I did a yarn winding party, so I have some new yarns to show you that are on deck, ready to go. I finished a book this week on top of everything else, so we'll talk about that. I also have, again, I have that fitness update for life stuff. I have, and just random blabber about the FIFA World Cup. So let's go ahead, let's dive on into it, shall we? So the first pair of socks that I have, I told myself as I was writing my notes to remember to come over here and steal one of my sock blockers back. And then I didn't do that. So I'm going to do it right now. Off screen. Okay. I finished my dragon fruit socks. These are so cute and I love them. These are for me. This is the dragon fruit yarn from Premier Fruits. It is an acrylic and viscose blend, I believe. And I love them. I cast them on while I was on vacation last week and then finished them, I think on Saturday I finished them. I don't actually write down days. I feel like I should. But yeah, those are done. I did my own standard vanilla pattern. It's I cast on 56 stitches on a size 1.5 needle. I do 10 rounds of ribbing for the cuff. In this case, I did 1 by 1 half twisted, and then 30 rounds for the leg, slip stitch heel, however many rounds I need for the foot, square toe. Easy peasy pudding pie. So that's those. I love them. And then I went ahead and I decided to finish another pair. So, yeah, I've got 2 of them. These are basically the same pattern, but I decided to do a stitch pattern on top of it, so I did 3 by 1 broken rib. This is my first time ever doing broken rib in a sock, which is kind of nutso. Yeah, and these are going to be a gift for a friend of mine. Because I'm in the mood to knit all of the socks the world has ever seen. And the best way to do that is for me to not keep them all, to be honest. Because I only need so many. So we're starting Christmas knitting like now. Like this, I don't think this is going to be a Christmas present, but there are Christmas present socks on my needles. Yeah. That brings us right into works in progress. No, it doesn't. I forgot to tell you what yarn this is. This is yarn from Pineapple Yarns. This is Lemon Shoreline or Shore Break. I don't have the tag over here to tell you, but it's either Shoreline or Shore Break. And then the contrast color is just a scrap from Stash. I don't remember the name. I believe it's Emma's yarn. Yeah. That brings us into works in progress here, moving right along this morning. So I've been talking for weeks and weeks about how I want to make these really cool rainbow heart socks for someone in my life. And I did it. I did it. So look at the little hearts. And I know like it looks kind of wonky around where the that's a better view. It looks a little bit wonky where the needles changed. Like there's like not laddering, but it's just the tension gets kind of weird. But I'm gonna block them, so I think it's gonna be fine. And they do fit my foot. I tried them on. They're not even for me. They're for someone who has smaller ankles and smaller feet than me, but they fit me, so they're gonna be fine. I love them. I didn't have to do anything special for the gauge. I just 56 stitches and standard striping. I didn't have to go up a needle size, and I didn't have to cast on any extra stitches or do like increases, decreases. It was just totally fine, just as it is. So I finished this one yesterday. I started the second one last night. So we are just ready to start the first color. I'm not sure which pair is going to get done first, this one or the next one that I'm going to show. Because the person I'm making this for is going to be at my house around like 11 o'clock today. And so I'm not going to take this out of my room. I will be working on my other sock project just like the whole time they're here, and they're going to be here for a week. So, and the other pair of socks is a vanilla pair. So it may actually be a little bit longer for me to finish those heart socks just for that reason, but it'll be fine. I'm not stressing. It's not going to be a present until like December, so it's not a big deal. But anyway, speaking of these socks, I self-drafted this pattern. I did not use an actual pattern for anybody. And I like them. I think they could look better because I think they do kind of just look like little V's, but I think you also just kind of get the picture of like, oh yeah, that's a heart. Those are hearts. So, and they're going to look better after blocking. So I'm not stressing, not depressing, mostly just proud of myself that I did this is another new technique to me, is stranded color work in a sock. So, did I only do those because of Olindria's knit along, summer sock knit along? That's not even the name of it. I don't know why I'm tripping over this. But where it's a points-based system for knit alongs, and you get extra points for like trying new techniques and doing stuff like that. Yes, I did. Anyway, I'm also working on a vanilla pair of socks with, this is Craftily Dyed Yarns. This is the color Hummingbird, which I don't think looks like Hummingbird, but also maybe I just don't know what hummingbirds look like. I don't know. To me, it's giving Goosebumps. I started this, I wasn't planning to knit this yarn. What happened was, when I was on vacation, I was showing my friend that I went on vacation with the yarns I had packed. So I packed the dragon fruit. I also packed purple basil from the Premier Farm stand. And my friend was like, you know who would love that yarn? The purple basil is one of our mutual friends. And I was like, well, these socks are for me. And he was like, I know. He was like, I'm just saying. I was like, okay. And then I thought about it, and I was like, I want the purple basil socks to be for me. I'm going to wear them in October when I go on a Disney trip, and it's going to be really hot. I'm hoping I can get away with acrylic socks. So, like, no, those are mine. And I only have one ball of them. I don't feel like ordering more at this time. So I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I have another color in my stash that is going to turn out almost identical without being acrylic. It's going to be wool. So I cast it on, and it's going to be for that friend. But it's a Christmas present. So, yeah. Long story long, I'm making these, and I like them. I didn't get very far. I think I worked on them for like one soccer game. I've been watching all the soccer. I'm going to wait mostly till the end to talk about it, but I've literally been watching like 2 to 4 soccer games a day and having a blast. Anyway, those are in my summer sock camp bag. And that takes us all the way out of socks. I did not bring my blanket over here to show it, 1, because I have forgotten a couple days to work on it, and 2, because you guys see it every week. I think the next thing we should do is hydrate, actually. Water is life. And then, the other day, I was running out of yarns that I wanted to knit that weren't wound up. So I had myself a little winding party. So I just want to show you the yarns that I have ready to go. This one I obviously did not have to wind. That's going to be a Christmas present. This one I think is going to be a Christmas present. This one is so cute, but I don't know how it's going to knit up. So I'm waiting until I start knitting it, because I don't really have to pick who it's for until I'm like most of the way through the foot of the first sock, because then I just have to worry about sizing. So I'm just going to work on it for a bit and see if I want to keep it, what friend I want to give it to, go from there. And then I have some Tiny Human Knits colorways knit up. I have Carols in the Snow and Nutcracker. Carols in the Snow. Okay, so both those Tiny Human Knits, I got factory seconds, which usually means that one of the colors is wrong. Carols in the Snow, I didn't read the description. I want to be very, I did not read the description, so I don't know if it said in the description, because like when you go to buy factory seconds on Tiny Human Knits Etsy store, first of all, you have to be there like right when the drop happens, and then it's like a free-for-all to try to get stuff, because like things will just disappear out of your cart as you're trying to buy stuff. So I did not read the description, but instead of just having the wrong color or something, it was cut in like 4 or 5 places. So I'm a little bit bummed, because I was really, really excited for that colorway, and I think it's going to be fascinating trying to knit the socks that now have all these knots in them, and they're self-striping yarn. But I did in fact get what I paid for, so yeah, we'll see. I wanted this to be for me anyway, which means it's going to be fine, but yeah, it was a little bit like, oh. And I'm gonna hold off for a second on the Tiny Human Knits, only because I want to knit Christmas socks in July for Christmas in July. So those are not going to be like the next thing I pick. The next thing I pick, honestly, will probably be this Craftily Dyed Yarns. This is the color Seafoam. This is actually a scrap yarn, and I just was like, oh, that's cute, and I know somebody who would enjoy that color. It's showing up as just like gray on camera, but it's actually like this really lovely, like soft purple. And yeah. Anyway, those are my new yarns, so stay tuned for these. And I will actually try to work from that bin. The reason I haven't been using that bin is because every time I set it up, I like don't pull yarn from the bin. I just start picking other stuff. And that's not helpful for literally anyone. So, anyway, the next thing we should talk about is books. I finished a book this week. I finished my book club book. We will be discussing it next week. So I wanted to get it done before I had people in town, because between having people in town and the World Cup, which has taken over all of my cognizant thought, I'm not sure how much I'm going to read next week. So I wanted to get it read before I had people over, just so that I don't have to stress about it. So anyway, I read, and this is going to be backwards, I'm sorry, Heartwood by Amity Gage. It's about a woman who is hiking the Appalachian Trail, and she gets up to Maine, and she gets super lost in the woods, so they're sending out search parties to find her, and it's like a little bit of a mystery thriller kind of vibe, and you get to figure out like what's going on, and it's a little bit creepy. I liked the first half of the book a lot. The second half of the book was both very predictable and kind of like Disney-ified in terms of like, it's like they do all this stuff of being like, oh, the stakes are so high, the stakes are so high, the stakes are so high, and like everything's fine, kind of. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I gave it 4 stars. It's really more like a 3.5 for me. And then when I finish that, I don't have it down here because it's still upstairs. If I have any time between uploading this and when my guests arrive, I'm going to be reading. I have Into Thin Air by Jon Krakauer, because that one is not Disneyified. Also, it's a true story. Also, it's Mount Everest. And I'm sure probably most of you have heard of Into Thin Air. But it's about a man who, he's a reporter to begin with. And he is sent on a trip to, he's like a reporter and a mountaineer. He's like an adventure writer. And he goes on a trip to scale Mount Everest so he can write about it for the magazine he works for. And it ends up being like the deadliest expedition on Mount Everest, like, ever. Like 6 people die or something. It's like really, really horrific. And then he writes the article about it, and he's like, the article was not thorough enough, so then he writes a book about it. And the book came out in like 1996, so again, probably everyone like knows about this book and has read this book. It's like a huge, huge deal. It's been translated into a billion languages. But I've wanted to read it for about the last year or so, because for a while YouTube was like, hey, do you want to climb Mount Everest? And I was like, that sounds like a nightmare. Let me watch somebody else do it. And was like, this is just as nightmarish as I thought it would be. I'm fascinated and I can't look away. So I got the book, and I've been like waiting months and months for the right moment to read it. And I'm like, I feel like after reading this kind of Disney-fied Lost in the Woods book, I can read Into Thin Air now. So I'm reading that. I'm 1 chapter into it, so I've gone really far. Doing great. And that's my reading. The next thing on my notes is the one I'm the most excited about, but also feeling like a little bit self-conscious, like, oh god, I'm being like a dork right now. But I went to the gym yesterday. I'd taken 2 weeks off for vacation, came back to the gym. The last time I had been in the gym was the first time I ever trained deadlift with the trainer that I use once a week. And we beat my old like personal record for deadlift. And when we beat it, I could keep going, and my trainer was like, we should stop here. And then I went on vacation for 2 weeks. And then I came back, and I was like, we're doing deadlifts. He's like, we're picking up stuff and we're putting it back down. And I was like, heck yeah. So we just went for it. We just, we were just going up in weights. I figured I could do at least 150. I do have a video of me doing 150, and it is beautiful. The other thing was, I did not think about this in advance of like having my trainer film me while I do these like crazy lifts. To me, crazy. They're not actually crazy weights, but like for me they are. And so he filmed me at 150, and I was like, okay, cool. And it was like this beautiful lift. And then he was like, you can do more. Like the moment I finished it, he's like, you can go up. And I was like, okay. And he was like, do you want to do 160 or 165? And I was like, whatever is easier to put on the bar. So he put on 165 pounds. And I did not think that he was going to film me. And I went to lift it. And he like whipped out his phone real fast and filmed it. And it was in fact my max. I was on the struggle bus. I did not get all the way up. The form was not perfect. But I picked up 165 pounds and I put it back down. So I'm going to be absolutely shameless right now because I'm very proud of this. And I'm going to show you this 4-second clip of me picking up some weight and putting it back down. Please enjoy. And yeah, that was me being a gym baddie for like the first time in my life, basically. So I was very excited about that. The other really exciting thing that happened was while I was in the gym, I was talking incessantly about the World Cup. I cannot shut up about the World Cup. It is the only thing I care about right now, basically. And my trainer was just totally allowing this, was like, that's totally fine. And then as we finally like moved away from deadlift, we were doing something else. And these 2 guys came in and he goes, oh, those are our Scots. And I said, what are you talking about? And he was like, oh yeah, Scotland's here too. One of the things that's been happening in the World Cup is that Scotland is just occupying the city of Boston, but I don't live in Boston. I live like 40 minutes to an hour away from Boston and also in the opposite direction of Foxborough. And so it is like, it's weird. There should not be any Scottish people here. And apparently there are Scottish people here who needed a gym, so they got temporary gym memberships to my gym. And like, which is so cool. Like, so freaking cool. I wanted to talk to them, but I couldn't, like, after they walked in, I like couldn't see them again. So I was like, oh, bummer. But yeah, which is a perfect segue into the World Cup that is happening. And I'm going to try to limit myself to like 2 minutes of really exciting blabber, because I know most people are here for knitting and like you don't care about the World Cup, but I do. Here's why. First of all, Scotland is occupying Boston, and it is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. They have managed to storm Fenway. They have taken over. Even Providence is not safe. They rented like every bus in Providence so that they could go to the game at Foxborough. I love this. They have drank Sam Adams dry. They drank like the beer distributor dry. The sales are 3 times what a St. Paddy's Day looks like in Boston. And my favorite part, if you don't know this about Massachusetts, about Boston, we are known as the mass holes. I'm saying we, I'm not from here, I want to be very clear. That's a very loose we. But the people in Massachusetts are a little bit prickly and a little bit incredibly unafraid if you are doing something obnoxious to be like, hey, you're being obnoxious. Like, they're incredibly direct people. They're very easy to annoy. And they'll let you know immediately. And somehow, I have not seen a single Bostonian be like, get these drunk people out of my streets. Not once. And I've also not seen a singular Scottish person be like, these people are mean and I don't like them. Everyone on both sides is like, wow, they're so nice. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas in June miracle. I love this. Beyond this, I love watching all the games. I love that because I'm following the World Cup so hard, I have not seen a single political headline, not one, since I started. Because everything is just soccer now. I love watching all of the big teams get stopped by like teams I've never heard of. Like, I know everyone's talking about it. Like, oh my god, it's so good. I love watching. I know there's a lot of pandering going on. I know they're doing it for views. However, I fall for it every time when European visitors have come to America and then they've just experienced American culture and are just like, this is incredible. Like, I love. People show up and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do soccer, and then they go to like Buc-ee's, which is an enormous gas station that is like kind of also a mall and also has its own mascot, and they're losing their minds, and I'm like, yeah, Buc-ee's. Like, I love it. Ranch dressing is a huge deal to Europeans now, apparently. I love this. I love it. There's clips of the Norwegian fans have been doing their like Viking chants up escalators. Incredible. Top tier. Also, shout out to, I know that I have some subscribers from Norway, so shout out to the Norwegians. Y'all did really good in your game. Good job. Yeah, I'm loving all of it. I'm just loving every moment of the World Cup. Just all of it. It's just making me so happy this summer. It's just so good. And also the US did really well last week, and they're playing today, which is why I have my US soccer shirt on that I impulse bought at the grocery store yesterday. And they're playing Australia at 3. My guests don't know that we're watching the soccer game at 3. But we are. So, and then we're gonna watch 2 more soccer games after that, and they can watch it if they want to. They don't have to, so they can go to their hotel. They're staying in a hotel. I'm gonna watch the games. Anyway, I think that's all I have. I think that was all my World Cup blabber. I think I'm gonna cut myself out. I'm gonna cut myself off. Because I could keep going all day. And I need to get this edited and uploaded in a timely manner this morning. So we're gonna stop there. Just know that I'm having time in my life. Also, oh no, what I should say, sports knitting, because I'm gonna make it the title. I've been knitting for all of the soccer games. Which really, nothing freaks out the people around you, like when you get really into a game, but you're also like, you're not missing any stitches, and you're just still going, and then you're like, that was a crap call, what the? It's so good. That is my energy. That is my energy at all times. Every time someone gets a goal, I do the long goal yell. I'm not going to do it here because that's a lot, but I do it while I'm still knitting. Like, I have not stopped knitting. That's why I'm getting so much knitting done, to be honest with you. And we have like another month of this, and I'm like, great, awesome, bring it on. So yeah, I'm excited to watch the US play today. I'm excited to watch Haiti play today. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be so good. So yeah, I hope whatever you're doing, you're having a great time doing it. I hope you're getting a lot of crafting done. I hope you're having a wonderful and lovely and fantastic day or weekend or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.